All right, it's 12:30 here in Los Angeles. I'm Valerie with the Hollywood Times, and I'm going to have my guest introduce himself. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brian Logvinsky. I am the writer and director of Catharsis, premiering tomorrow at Tribeca Film Festival. I'm currently in New York.
Hey, okay. Yes, and I've seen Catharsis, and I encourage everyone to do so as well here. What drew you to the project? I know this is your directorial debut,
Mhm.
and what was your initial reaction to the script?
I wrote the script, so
Oh my goodness, I didn't
yes,
read that in the press notes, so excuse
no,
me.
no
Go ahead.
worries. So my reaction has been, you know, up and down throughout, as you're writing
Yeah,
something.
I guess
But
so.
I wrote the script originally about 2 years ago. I was sitting on a beach by myself, kite surfing in Dominican Republic. I went for the goal of writing a script, and I had this like kind of seed planted in my mind about this thing just from like months of like kind of thinking about it. And I wrote it, and then I started co-writing it with the lead, Harrison Ball, he's the lead actor. He plays Alex in the film, and we spent like I don't know 5 or 6 months really like going into detail and honing it in from there, from the rough draft.
So were you two friends before? Is that how you knew each
We
other?
were friendly, yeah. Like he's an acquaintance. I would say he was an acquaintance more. Like we had friends of friends. Like I always
Yeah.
liked him. We always got along. We saw each other like a few times every couple years. But really now recently, like now we're brothers. It's a whole nother level. It's like we went through something together and we did something. We worked so much, like just me and him, even in with the editing as well, and then just like, through the production, pre-production, writing ideating. I spent a lot of time with Harrison Ball.
Yeah. Well, I know that he transitioned from ballet to acting. Did he talk about that at all? That shift?
Oh yeah, I mean, we joke about it all the time. Like we both made this career shift or this jump in our lives together. We kind of held hands and jumped off the cliff. But it felt like a cosmic coincidence, like the synchronicity that occurred because I originally wrote it. I had him in mind. He was one of the only ballet dancers I knew, and he has this like very like amazing personality. He's very like people are always attracted to him, and he's very talented. He's like one of the best in the world. So I had originally thought about him. I never thought that he would be involved because he's so like high elite echelon. But when I heard from another friend of ours who's actually a producer on it, my good friend Harrison Jaffe, a lot of this couldn't have happened without him. When I heard from him that Harrison Ball had retired, I was just like, boom. It was like, okay, and not only that he retired, but he retired to become an actor. And he was like he had made a public statement about it. And I was like, okay. So I wrote to him, sent him the script, and he called me like almost that night, or he texted me that night, and we called the next morning. And then ever since then, it was just like every day. It
All
became a
right.
thing. So it's just like it feels like this. I hear about this sometimes when people making films, like the world starts to come towards you when you open these doors. And this was like the first big push is him joining in, him making his jump at the same time that I was writing the script. It was really um really lucky, it feels like. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to explain it.
Just maybe another question or two about him, and then I'm going to move on to your directing role.
Yeah.
Um, Alex is described as being overwhelmed by grief and anxiety. The connection with these conditions, do you think that it affected him on a personal level? Did he ever talk about that?
To get into the character,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, he takes everything he does very, very seriously. I don't know if all ballet dancers do. I mean, you have to be like a serious artist, a very disciplined human being to even get to those levels where he was at. but he's laser focused and he's obsessive and in like a great way. Like he really just like he wants to understand, he wants to go further, he practices, he really goes deep. And I think it does affect you in a way just to try to get in that mindset psychologically. I know he was working with some acting coaches, some really like renowned ones. They were doing different methods, and he had his own method on set. And yeah, I think, I think he, I think it did. I mean, it's an intense thing anyway, just to work 14-hour days, and he's the main character, so he's in most of the scenes, and there's an intensity to it, and the character for sure.
And his experience in the dance, do you think it influenced his portrayal of Alex?
I think so. I mean, when he explains it, he doesn't see himself as Alex because he feels that he's different. And thankfully, because Alex is kind of a crazy guy. But we all kind of, I wrote Alex as like this, like, this like character that people could feel like kind of represents, every man or every woman that goes through something and has to come out of the other side. So it's like it's about people like bottling up their emotions and becoming reactive and then having to like heal themselves and then have these like cathartic events through your life. Um, so I think he brought some of his own pieces in that. He had some people in mind that he knew from the dance world, from just in general of being a human being that he would bring in as well. Yeah, I think it's a plethora of things.
The film deals with intense themes, and such as grief and psychological terror. Um, how, how how did you write this? I mean, talk about that a little bit.
Um, how did I write this? I mean, I've done my own healing, I would say. I don't want to sound too like new age, but it really is. I mean, we all, as we grow older and we mature, have to go through these processes, some people more intensely than others. Um, and, some of these experiences come from my life, for sure. And like even like I've met Dr. Leachneys before, I've seen some of those people, and some of them are helpful, some of them are culty, some of them are weird, but it's all like on the journey you know, to dancing, to that last performance in life, to that release.
And what was maybe the most challenging aspect of filming?
Um, I would say working very late at night after like a lot of hours and trying to keep doing takes, and it's like people are just tired and like I mean everything was difficult, but there's just like these moments through the difficulty that are like just so beautiful where you're like, oh my God, like how did like it feels like time stopped, like something just so beautiful happens, so spontaneous, and like you have all these people working around you and like this whole team and groups of people who are there just for the art of it, and it's just like it's so beautiful that it like really just drives you further. But I would say the most difficult parts were, some of the conversation scenes, just trying to work through it late at night when we don't have much space, to really get what I wanted originally, but still getting something else, and that being part of the process as well.
And how do you think the themes explained in Catharsis will resonate with the odd contemporary audiences?
I don't know yet. I'm open. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I think you just got to let loose and see what happens. I think everybody I've shown it to, not a few people, and everybody kind of sees different things, which is so interesting to me. It's like you create this piece of art, you watch it so many times in your mind, and then you watch it and you edit it, and like you're just like it's coming through you. It's very difficult to see things with new eyes because you've seen it so many times. I mean, there's ways to like turn off your mind. You're like, oh, imagine I'm sitting in the theater watching this, but everybody comes in with their own life. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about cinema, which I love so much, is that it's like 80% of it is like the filmmaker makes the movie, but then there's like that other part where like receiving the movie. And where you're at in your life. Were you sad that day? Are you with your girlfriend? Are you with your judgmental friend who hates all the movies? It's like there's so many different things. And I hope it's a movie that people could watch, multiple times. It's not very long, and it kind of feels like a ride. Like you're almost like you're in it and you just keep going, and you might not know exactly what's happening. It's got this, it's like an experience. So, that's what I hope. I hope people just like feel the experience and enjoy it as they would like a piece of music.
Good one. Yeah. Well, congratulations on your first directorial debut, and sounds like you got it down. Do you have any ideas for what's next?
Yeah, I already know what's next. I'm making a film in Ukraine. I'm leaving July 18th and I'm going to be gone for a bit, but we're doing a proof of concept where we're shooting a short documentary, and then I'm going to be writing a feature film while I'm there. I've already started it, but I really want to write it while I'm there to do a feature narrative when we come back and just raise some more money. But that's the next stop.
Lovely. All right, great. Well, good luck with that. Keep us posted. We're the Hollywood Times Official is our YouTube channel, and hollywoodtimes.net is our website. How can we find you? And yeah, all the things you're going to be doing.
I guess Instagram will probably be the best place
Yeah,
at Blogvinsky, Blogvinsky. And yeah, go from there.
great. Well, good luck tomorrow. I know it's going to be a winner, and keep on plugging and then keep us posted.
Okay, thank you so
Great.
much.
Thanks so much,
Have a
Brian.
good one.
All right.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.